Yo, what up guys? Surreal 303. I just wanted to do a quick video, a how-to video. We ran into a problem with the discus tank probably about a week ago with ick in the tank. I've dealt with it many times before in my tanks. None of those tanks were planted tanks. And on top of that, this tank has inverts in it. There's shrimp in this tank, and obviously the discus and the plants. So that makes it kind of a triple threat trying to treat the ick in this tank. I read a whole bunch online. Mr. Mom's sister read a whole bunch online about it. There's tons of different opinions. What you can do to treat it with the plants, with the shrimp. So I just wanted to talk about it real quick. Now, number one, you've got your salt. Alright, that's my go-to 90% of the time if I get it in my tanks. A lot of you guys know I don't have plants in those. I hit it with some salt. I keep my tanks warm as it is in the 80s, so usually I hit it with some salt. It'll knock it right out. Now the problem with that is that's going to affect you in a planted aquarium. This isn't really what you want to do. Some guys do use salt in a low dose and high heat. That will work with certain plants, hardier type of stuff, you know, maybe the less exotic type of plants, if that's what you want to say. But with certain plants, this salt's going to hurt those beyond just melting them out, probably kill certain plants. So this probably isn't the way you want to go with plants and shrimp. Next up, I would say, you know, a lot of people will see this in the store. This is your ick attack. Now, I'm going to be honest. You can see right on there, 100% natural herbal formula. You know, it's for fresh and saltwater, reef safe. Which, you know, anything that's reef safe is going to be safe for your shrimp. That's what you're looking for if you have shrimp. I don't know, this stuff is no good. You can keep treating with this stuff forever. It says it can take up to 5 weeks. If you take 5 weeks and it gets out of control, especially with discus, those fish are done. They're going to die. So I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. Next up, you've got your malachite green right there, your Knox. Very popular product. Now, this can also be detrimental in a planted tank, in a tank with shrimp. If you choose to go this route, what you're going to want to do is hit it with a half a dose. Just take it nice and easy. This stuff, I've used it. This is why we have this. I'll use it in my tanks. If I don't use salt, this is the other alternative that I go to. It's kind of harsh for scaleless fish, and like I said, it's going to be kind of harsh in a planted tank with shrimp. If you hit it with a half dose, although I haven't personally tried it, I have good sources that have tried hitting it with the malachite green, and you know, with good results. Their plants survive, their shrimp survive. Everything is all good with this. But like I said, or like I'm going to say, this is not what we did with this discus tank of ours right here, with the discus, the shrimp, and the plants. What we are doing with this tank now, this is a fairly new product. This is, you know, fresh and saltwater, reef safe. It'll treat velvet, it'll treat ick, it'll treat other parasites also. Mardell makes it. This is called Parashield. I'll let everybody get a look at that. Okay, so now that I've shown that, this Parashield, okay, this tank right here, we ended up getting ick. Now, it wasn't crazy. You know, we caught it pretty early. I noticed it. Some of the discus had it on the fins. A couple of the school, the rummies in the school had a little bit of ick on them. I'm not exactly sure how we got that. There have been a couple fish added, some plants added, so, you know, who knows. But this tank was already sitting at about 82 degrees. Now, with ick, if you get one of those strains that pops up when you're already in the 80-degree margin, you're probably not going to be able to kill it with heat. A lot of guys, which I did mention before when I was going over these products, a A lot of guys will wipe it out with just heat. If you have a tank that's sitting 75, 76 degrees and you get ick going, from what I've read, it appears that there are, you know, some different strains, if that's what you want to call them, of ick, that a lot of guys that have their tanks in the mid 70s, if they bump it up over 80, 82, 83, 84, that's going to wipe that ick out for them. When you have a tank already in the 80s and it breaks out, we bumped this tank up to about 86 right now, and it wasn't really doing anything. The ick was getting worse. We didn't want to hit it with salt due to what's in here. We didn't want to hit it with malachite green. You know, we gave it a little bit of this just to try it. This ain't going to do nothing. Now when we got a hold of this, the day after the first dose, it came right back for us. Now, with that being said, we haven't had any loss. The shrimp are surviving. The plants haven't melted at all. Discus, being as sensitive as they are, have done well. There's really no signs of ick. There's a couple of spots, I mean maybe one or two left on some of the fish. I think one of the smaller discus has one like right on his forehead, and one of the other guys had one on his fin. But like I said, this Parashield by Mardell, this stuff has, with the heat, we still have it up around 86. I don't know if that's helping or not. But with the heat in this product here, it has started to wipe that ick out. It's almost gone. I would say in a couple of days, there will be no signs of it. We'll probably keep the heat up for a little while and dose it, you know, for maybe a week, and then hit it with a good water change, and we should be good, you know, from the way it looks. So for everybody out there that has a tank that's a planted tank with shrimp in it, if you have an ick outbreak, I'm going to give you that recommendation one more time. I'll put this real close up here so everybody can get a shot of that. Go and get you some of this stuff right here, and I think you'll be alright. You know, you might want to bump your temp up a little bit just because that's, you know, typically what you want to do when you get ick. But yeah, the Parashield is a good product, and it's going to be safer than salt, malachite green, and it's going to work way better than this stuff. So if you have a planted tank with inverts in it, give it a shot. If you got ick going, that's what you need to do. Now, I guess with that being said, what is in this tank right now, there's 9 discus, there's a school of rummy nose, there's quite a few different plants. All of the plants have done well with the heat cranked up. The baby tears, or the dwarf baby tears, so-so with the heat cranked up, but those are pretty difficult in the first place. There are red cherry shrimp, super red shrimp, bumblebee shrimp, super blue shrimp, mandarin shrimp, and black night shrimp. Some people call them black diamonds. Some people call them black securas, I believe. There's a bunch of different shrimp. There's also a beta in here, and what is that? There's a Siamese algae eater in here also. Everything in here is done well with the heat and that product. It's gone good. So that's that. Pretty much all I need to say about it. Stay tuned, subscribe, like the video. Surreal303, I'm out.